Hi guys, it's Aussie C here again, coming to you from the daytime and on a very low-res camera, simply because I've lent my normal camera to a friend for dissertation purposes. So apologies for the low quality and probably very poor quality sound, but I'll try and be as loud as I can so you can hear me. This is a response to well, two things. It's one, a video made by someone called jesusfreak777, who's a YouTube user, and also the response made by a friend of mine whose YouTube name, for the sake of argument, is romanblood. He's a very intelligent man, but in fact both of them are very intelligent. Now, the argument made by jesusfreak777 is that atheism does not contribute to society, and in fact that it takes away more than it does contribute, and when Christianity gives more and takes away less, in the argument statistics being about the number of people killed via religion, or Christianity mostly, than the number of people killed by people like Hitler and Stalin, who he says are fascists but atheists, you know. Well, let me just put it this way. I mean, I am an atheist. That's the way I am. That I'm an atheist. Of course, I was born like everyone else in this country, sort of raised in some sort of religious background, although my parents are not religious, but it's just the way that education works. You are raised to believe in something, and then you're given the choice to work it out for yourself. The point being, I just say I did something really good for religion, because on Monday I went and was a part of a backing band for a Christian rap group, if you believe it, Christian rap group. We had a fantastic gig, you know, really great guys singing up the front there, you know, praise Jesus and all that, and that was, you know, it was good fun, lovely guys, you know, can't say I didn't have a very nice time. That was just it, because it was something to do, and it was helping these people develop musically. I didn't have a problem with that at all. Now, the jesusfreak777 is from America, where statistics say that 76% of Americans register under Christianity and 11% roughly register under atheist. And in the UK, according to statistics, they're not as good because they were taken about 10 years ago. The last census was taken about 10 years ago, but they say that 71% said they belonged to some sector of Christianity, whether it was mainstream Christianity, Protestant, Catholic, Methodist, some kind, you know, something falling under that bracket. Now, he says that God takes, if you give yourself into God, then it's more rewarding for the world. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this guy has a very good argument. He's very intelligent, and the fact of the matter is, if I'd met him, I bet we could have a very, you know, good argument about this. What I liked about jesusfreak777 is he does not resort to just endless Bible bashing. He decided to go for figures instead, which I really like, because what I dislike is the whole attitude of Christianity that said it was written here, therefore it is, disregarding fact or being disproved by scientific purposes. They just go, nope, that was it. That was it, because it says so here. Despite the fact that everything might conflict in what you've just read, they will just say, no, that's fine. This man, on the other hand, decided to prove, you know, a very concise argument using figures, millions of people killed by supposed acts from atheist people, suppose the people killed by religious people. One of the things I didn't understand, though, was why no other religions came into it. The general sake of that, I think if you counted the number of people killed by people who consider themselves proper atheists, the romanblood made a comment, the fact that you know, these are other religions aren't included, and someone else has made a comment on the video saying that that Hitler was a fascist. He wasn't necessarily an atheist, he was a fascist. And of course we all know that it can't be denied that Stalin is. I'm just reiterating romanblood's point here. Stalin was a atheist, and that the whole communism is based around there being no idea of God. And it's a bit depressing in the way that they see that atheism has no sort of general goal, but I see it that actually atheism offers a truth, because I find that being that religion is a set of something written down in a book of any kind, whatever religion it is written down in a tablet, and it is assumed, because it all dates back so far to the point where it's almost past the, you know, the possibilities of proving anything has happened. It's very difficult to gain clarity unless you have an awful lot of belief that something that doesn't really have a lot of proof behind it. It's really, really difficult, I think. And belief is one thing, but after a while it just becomes blind belief. That's why I, after a while, see so many things that contradict in the Bible that almost lead me to believe that it really cannot be taken verbatim, which is the problem when people do. I believe a lot of good things. He said that Christianity does denote a lot of good things, which it does. In fairness, I'll give him that, because it does. It does the reason behind schools, which we need, education. It is the reason behind most charities. Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, we need charities as well. But I think what he's misinterpreting here is that atheism is just kind of a belief in nothing. It's a nihilism. I don't know whether I pronounced that right. The belief in nothing, or Nietzsche, I believe, was the man who came up with that idea. Atheism is not the belief in nothing. It's kind of the belief in truth and kind of the belief in yourself. And what I find funny about people of any religion who take it really seriously, they almost seem to have a lack of faith in themselves as human beings. And it's almost like trying to disregard that they are human beings, that they're just put there to obey the superior power's will. I just find that a really strange thing. It's a really odd thing to think that the reason of your existence, an entire existence, however many years you may remain on this planet, is to serve someone else's will, someone you've never met, someone you've never seen, someone you've never been given verbatim instructions from, apart from in a book where a lot of it contradicts what it says here, there, and everywhere. The fact of the matter is that some people go, if they say someone is suffering from an illness, they will say, well, by the power of prayer, I will heal this person. 2 years ago, I went to a faith healing. I had to do sound for a faith healing in Guildford, and it was in a large chapel, and it was a very, very weird atmosphere. It was a faith healer of African descent. He came in, and he was putting his hand on people with praying the prayer of Jesus. It didn't do anything. Just the worst bit was when he came up to a small paralysed boy who was in a wheelchair. He's always been in a wheelchair from life. That is what he said. He's been in a wheelchair since the day he was able to be in it. No power in his legs. He actually believed he was going to heal this person, and he got this person up and he said, but Jesus gave him the will to walk, despite the fact that when he got out of the wheelchair he fell over. Although I did say to my mate on the sound desk, if this guy makes this guy walk, I might convert. But he didn't. And if that's, obviously those people are taking religion into the extremes and possibly using it for their own benefit. In some cases that has been the case. But the fact of the matter is that atheism doesn't try to offer anything it can't deliver. Religion of any kind, whether it be Islam, Semitism, Buddhism, Hindu, or Christianity, if we're going back to the majority here of our either opposing countries, USA and the UK, it proffers a lot of things that are all based on guesswork from a bunch of instructions from a book that doesn't always make sense. Atheism doesn't offer any doctrine, which is why when he says that bad acts committed by atheism, it doesn't mean that the atheism doctrine is to go out and commit murder or murder loads of people like Stalin and Hitler did, let's face it. But that was an act of fascism. It wasn't an act of atheism, because atheism does not condone war. The fact of the matter is, if you look at the situation now in Libya, the side that is causing the most grief is coming from a man who believes it is God's willpower to make him cause all this grief and destruction and death and just general, sort of abuse of human rights in the most spectacular way. And it's just really, really sickening. And we're coming in from a point of view, fair enough, some people saying it's for the oil, but the other point of view is the people that, are we a country, as the UK, are we a country that actually kills people who don't vote for the party in power? No, we're not. That's the difference. We are going in to liberate people. And let's be fair now, Iraq, we've done an alright job there. We've done an alright job, and we got rid of the person who was put in there and was, people say, oh, we only went in for the oil. The man we took out was gassing people. He was killing thousands, hundreds of thousands. Not just issuing things that people didn't agree with. He was killing people. So if we go in there for a completely atheistic reason and restore power and somehow create a more equal society in that part of the world, I don't see what the difference is, what the problem is. But that's my view on the Libya situation. That's the fact. It's a shame that all the money has to go into it, which you only just seem to be recouping from the from the budget the other day. But never mind, hey ho. But that's my point. Jesus, Roman blood, comes up with some really good arguments for the atheistic point of view. And the fact that whilst jesusfreak777 is a very intellectual man, obviously, I'll just reiterate what Roman Blood said, he's been indoctrinated by the dogma of Christianity and what it produces, what it believes. And as much as I believe that Christianity has devoted some good to the world, that doesn't necessarily mean that anything else hasn't detracted. Right, I'm out of time. Okay, right, because I'm running out of time very quickly. I'll just sum up by saying that jesusfreak777, you've got a very good point, you execute them very well, but you have to take in more aspects. If you care to do a response to this, I'd like to hear what your views are on incorporating other religions. Obviously with religion it's a tricky one because people believe that their religion is the one true and the only religion. But that is the problem. If that is something you could work around so that other people can possibly understand it and that everyone can get a fair hearing, respond by all means. Firstly, from I'm an atheist, even though I'm an atheist, I did something rather wonderful for the world of Christianity on Monday by going out and spreading the word, even though it was in a reasonable sized pub to maybe 20 people by the time it had all finished. So, but what are you going to do? Blogs will continue, hopefully when I get my camera back, and they will be in higher quality than this. This looks rather like one of my early videos, so I do apologise if the sound quality and the picture quality is poor. That's why I did it in the daylight, so it maybe look a little better. I wish you all have a very good week, and stay safe and just stay thinking, question, always question. From Aussie C, this is goodbye.